Hello again. I can hear stuff now. It's magical. Alright, if you're a VOD watcher, I just got a blue screen of death. Hi, I fixed the audio. Alright, if you're a VOD watcher, I just got a blue screen of death. The stream continues. With whoever's left. Whoever didn't get yeeted out by the stream turning off and on twice. So, it's very frustrating, dude. I hate tech issues. Trying to ruin my fun. The worst part is there's no guarantee it won't just happen again.
My liege, a new sub for your collection.
Well, while you still
You know
can.
what, guys? Being a sub's not so bad.
Get that guy.
I was doing some cool stuff. If you want to see the beginning of this mission and you're a VOD watcher, you gotta go back. If you're a stinky VOD watcher and you missed the 15 hour marathon before this, we're doing the in-game campaign story missions now. They're not in-game, but they're our in-game. Whatever. They're story missions. Okay. I'm gonna put a message up real quick. Okay. I'm gonna take the dog outside. He needs to go pee. I gotta go, and that'll give people some time to refresh, watch the ad. Lashley, thank you for having 5 people fewer watch ads. Thanks for the 5 gift subs, dude. Once again, I appreciate all of them. 1 monther all the way up to 43 monther. 005 is here for the morning stream. Sick. What's up, Durg? Welcome, Makulan. And thank you, Ottercog, for all the gift subs. Oh, wait, I saw you earlier. It just separated them and looked different. But I appreciate the morning subs. All right, I'll be right back. I gotta take dog out. Hello. Hello, 6 a.m. squad. Good morning, chat. What happened? I mean, it said it right there. It says PC blue screened, just restarted, hi. It says it right there. Okay, hold up, hold up. Let's try to put the technical issues behind us. It's hard to do because there's nothing that pisses me off more than this computer turning off. Because it's two things at the same time. Number one, the computer turning off is a technical problem that is bad because who knows what's wrong with it. Probably a power supply issue, but good luck tracking it down. Random blue screens do not easily get solved. That's like probably one of the hardest to troubleshoot issues because it only happens under random circumstances. And you cannot recreate the problem, therefore you cannot solve it. The second is, I don't want to have... The whole thing is, this is the last time we stream Dragon's Dogma 2. There can't be 2 streams. Otherwise, it's not the last. So it needed to be the same stream. And I hate having one 14 to 16 hour stream and then one whatever hour stream, and it's supposed to be the same stream. That happened earlier in our Dragon's Dogma play. I'm getting a blue screen of death at least once a week now during streams. And this computer's a year old. And nothing has been wrong with it until recently. All right, gamers. Wherever we auto-saved, that's where we were. Let's try and get back into it because we were in this epic mission. We're finally doing it. All right. Let's get back into it. We got this Chungus. Also, we've been having game crashes. Like, I don't know if it's the game that caused the blue screen, some drivers that caused the blue screen, or something else.
I expect you'll be wanting my assistance.
I suppose I'll handle this.
Let's go for the leg. Ooh, good shot. Right on the knee. What else is there? Hand? Left hand? That's hard to hit, dude. Left, I mean, right hand? My left, his right.
This spell will empower you with elemental magic.
Oh, I missed. Rip. I had 2 game crashes today too. One hard locked my PC. Yeah, like it could. Ooh, the back. I thought I hit it, but I guess not. It could be the game that blue screened me, or it could be some drivers. Realtek audio drivers occasionally cause those kind of problems. The back one looks crazy. I can't tell if I'm hitting it or not. I missed the last couple. He's getting pissed. Oh!
The Gigantus has overstayed its welcome.
Oh!
Show it the door.
Hold on, we gotta get off of this. Ian? Somebody help Ian. Let's go. How do I get up here? Oh. Uh-oh. All right, we need to recover some stam. Start by recovering some stam by just chilling on bro's shoulder. Okay. And now we go down here. This is the juice. This one's the juice. We gotta pop the gemstone pimples, dude. And I got some erupting shots with his name on. Oh, this one. Let's go down. Who's dead? And here's two. That didn't do anything. Who is dead? Ian. Uh-oh. I'm trying to climb down, bro. Uh-oh. I probably should not be on his hand right now. Cutscene bad timing.
Now it's your chance. Aim for the stakes.
Oh, muscle
The moment
mommy!
of victory is at hand.
I need
Let
to
us
get-
finish this.
We need to get to Ian.
Look, Master. There are cracks in the construct's
Oh.
exterior.
He
I suppose
teleported.
I'll handle this.
If you would.
I'm coming in. I got you, bro. Oh,
Give
he
me
lost
this.
an arm?
I shall see to it this does not happen again.
How did he lose a whole arm? That had to have hit. Eris is up there, dude, just jamming. I respect it. I'm helping. Yeah, I'm helping. Huge stake. A wake stone shard? Has that been happening the whole time? Yo, this is awesome. I think we gotta get ahead of him and hit the hands. Wait, no, the hand is gone. I don't know if he's got anything left in the tank, bro. I don't know how to get up.
The time for close business has passed. We must use everything we have to hand. Every pebble.
Even this gigantus is but a statue before our results.
I can't climb up the
My
moss.
word.
It's just like
We
Death
shall
Stranding.
be stopped.
It's just like Death Stranding.
No ball here.
Climb, you fool. Uh-oh. These guys are gonna be super dead. The real question is, how did they know to have all of these little ballistas out here?
Leave it to me.
Does he even have any weak spots left?
Shall I assist?
I don't... Only the pink spots are weak spots, I think. And we already popped them all. Now he's just oozing. Alright, I can't hit anything from this close. Why are there chests here?
What to do? What to do?
I don't think you can hurt his other eye. Not yet, anyway. Muscle mommy? No, muscle mommy. Okay, fine. I don't know what you're gonna do under there.
Answer for this.
And here I thought I was leading the way. But I suppose your whims take precedence.
I'm sure there's a very good reason for this detour. We must respect our master's wishes.
It needed muscle mommy. Watch out for the lava. Okay, I don't know if there's like loot on this dude. I assume not.
Oh, a ballista.
Yes.
Ha I can think of all
We've been
manner
seeing a lot of
uses for a
those.
contraption such as this. Might we not lay a trap for our enemies?
Here's a question, chat. If your computer has an automatic turn off from the CPU getting
Come
too
to
hot,
think of it.
does it blue screen?
Have you always pursued your current vocation in your service to the Arisen?
Mine would just turn off. I think it just goes off. Yeah, it won't blue screen, right? It would just turn off. Okay. Yeah, I'm just thinking to eliminate issues. I got some water. Stay hydrated. Oh, I'm thirsty. I made the mistake of trying to explore a little bit on this route. Oh, this is what we're going all the way back here for this quest. Like south of the excavation site. Ah, I see.
We've heard a lot about this Lord Thasus fella. Perhaps we will finally gain an audience with him at Moonglint Tower.
Ill behavior will earn you a brigand's courtesy.
Is that not the guy from the beginning of the game? That's the dude from the beginning of the game.
I ought to report, have you?
That's the dude from the prologue who's like the bad guy.
Would seem the stone puppet has stopped. Have the wounded been tended to?
Yes, my lord.
Good. I trust you are prepared, Sovereign of Vermont.
Will it really be all right? I'm not about to be charred, am I?
Fear not. You are in no danger. The dragon shall be under my control when it appears. Come. Let us press onward.
Onward.
Would that I now had cause to draw steel. Can't wait for the new equipment to come in.
But yeah, I've already done the event viewer thing before. It just has a typical error 41. Very, very generic. No information. I think he just wants to play the game right now, guys. I mean, yeah, unless it happens again. We're not gonna, it's not something that's gonna be fixed on stream for sure. Alright, back to Agamemnon Ruins, except this time we're taking a right.
What is it? Has something happened?
Oh, it's all the poor pawns. I know where I am now. It's all the poor pawns from the beginning of the game.
You ought at least rest for the evening. There should be a spare bed in the lodgings yonder.
Oh, this is the point. This is when they're like, you should rest.
Only don't go rushing off before you're ready. Take it from me. You're better off resting while you have the chance.
Rest. Create a save. Save your game. Now.
Sleep like a log tonight.
Okay, but they zeroed in on the inn, but have I not revealed the inn? Is it this? No. They just zoomed in on it, but like I don't know where it is.
Well met, sir. How's the day treating you then?
I assume it's just not revealed on my map yet. Oh, here it is. Up the hill. It's yonder, over yonder.
Beg pardon if my hospitality is a bit lacking, sir. My duties tending to the excavation tools take up most of my time. But if you seek a bed and you've the coin, 'tis yours. No questions asked.
Listen here, bud. We're gonna change our vocation skills. I can't believe the only vocation I didn't find by normally playing the game was Mystic Spear Hand somehow. Okay, I want to I don't know if this is worth it, but I feel like I've been saving Blight for the whole game. So we should actually, like, buy Blight Shot. Replace Spiral Arrow. And then an advanced form of Blight Shot with increased arrow speed and can be used while clinging to the target. Why not? Why not Blight? We have 69 out of 70 for Ring of Profusion. And then, am I happy with Ian? I feel like I'm pretty happy with Ian. He does lightning damage, ice affinity. The only damage type we don't have is fire accounted for. But he has a lot of holy damage, which probably isn't relevant, but he can cast High Empyrean for damage and or light, and it looks cool. It's not my first choice. I wish we had gotten the Mage ulti, but we didn't get it. And then Argent Sucker, I think, is a single target heal, so it's okay. He's okay. The only one I would get is maybe Armor.
Do stop by again.
Okay, so let's sleep.
Beg pardon, but if you seek a bed and you've the coin, 'tis yours. No questions.
Oh, how I've longed to embrace my bedroll.
Me too, Muscle Mommy. Somebody took Ian. Got a heart. Did not defeat an ogre. But we got Jarlath and Iane, which is not Ian. Thank you for the gifts. And then a third person, they died.
I served one master who had every...
Our adventure continues.
Okay.
Off we go then.
Shall we get underway?
Yes.
Well met, sir. How's the day treating you then?
I lament this calling.
All right, it's daylight. We saved. We're back where it all began at the excavation site. All the poor pawns who we ran past in the prologue are here. It's fitting that we should return. And now let's see why.
This is a bit much for me. I best head home.
I definitely have no idea why we're here. It's kind of hard to spoil the end of the game because I don't know why we're doing anything that we're doing right now, to be honest.
How does one open that strange door?
It's wide open, bro. I'm pretty sure we figured it out.
What do you want?
I assume you're not talking about this door. Maybe it's a different door. Who rigged the stairs to explode? Maybe they mean this door? Which is ajar?
That looks like a mechanism to me. Ought we to
Does it
activate
now?
it or let it be? The choice is yours, Arisen.
Your fate is ours to share.
Should we
And whether
just
ill
not
or
touch it?
boon awaits, the experience shall be no less valuable to us.
What, you guys don't want to touch it after we got all the way down here? What else? What is the other option? I don't think there is one. Oh, we got the sword now. Everybody's on this, right? You're scaring me on the edge over here, Muscle Mommy. I can't pick you up, though, so hopefully you're safe. They're panic running, trying to walk off the edge. Thanks for coming all the way here. Now go back to Vernworth. Hi, how did you get here first? Oh, it's him.
Well now, I'm a lucky man. Thought I was waiting here for naught.
I actually did his quest.
But when someone finally does come along, 'tis you. I've always wanted a real fight with you. One on one.
Oh.
Here's my chance.
Now I'm actually capable of fighting you.
You're not holding back on me, are you, Sir Arisen?
Now I can actually fight you.
Sir Ragnar, Master. We've not
Oh.
heard a whisper of the man since you parted ways at the cave. Yet, there he stands.
He seems
Bro.
to desire a bout. You ought to fight him alone. We shall await you here.
Stop, shoot backwards. Oh my god. He's gonna kill me, chat. I'm eating raspberries for some reason. Ian is just like, you can die. I can fight you now, he said. Well, they put me on a freaking bridge, dude. With a bow versus a melee guy. Oh my god. I felt bad for you a second ago, but... Are you serious? He threw me off the ledge. Imagine being a trickster in this. I wouldn't even have time to cast. This game has a Deus Ex Human Revolution problem
Ought we
with
to meddle with
situations like this.
mechanism? Why, the decision is yours, Arisen. Naturally.
Your fate is ours to share. And whether
Yes, I'll
ill
ride the
or boon
elevator
awaits,
again.
The experience shall be no less valuable to us.
Bye, Eris. Goodbye. Yeah, the big Deus Ex Human Revolution energy. We learned this RPG lesson like over a decade ago, guys. One-on-one duels versus like fighters when you have 8 classes in your game that aren't fighters.
Danger might lurk anywhere. Wear every shadow and mind the ceiling.
Well now.
All right.
I'm a lucky man. Thought I was waiting here for naught.
Chat. I was
But
trying
when
to do a
someone
gentleman's duel
finally
before,
does
but I
come
see
along,
this is not a gentleman's duel.
Tis you. I've always wanted a real fight with you. 1-on-1. Here's my chance.
Here's my chance.
You're not holding back on me, are you, Sir Arisen?
He's not even knocked back by that a little bit?
We've not heard a whisper of the man since you parted ways at the cave, yet. There he
I can't even
stands.
bounce off of him. Oh my god!
You ought to fight him.
Stop!
We shall await.
I hate this guy! Dude. Just... This one fight is about to take this game down a whole letter grade.
That looks like a mechanism to me. Ought we to activate it or let it be? The choice is yours, Arisen.
Your fate is ours to share.
The fact that I have to take
Whether
the
ill
elevator
or boon
before it.
awaits, the experience shall be no less valuable to us.
You can't go from awesome bronze automaton to like fake Dark Souls boss.
In my playthrough, I killed this guy in 5 seconds. I play Mystic Spear Hand. I teleport behind him and then do my special attack.
Well now. I'm a lucky man. Thought I was waiting here for naught. But when someone finally does come along, 'tis you.
Every one of my special attacks takes like
I've
5
always
seconds
wanted
to
a real
set up.
fight with you. 1-on-1.
All right, listen, buddy.
Here's my chance.
Okay, listen. I'm gonna take you seriously this time, bro.
You're not holding back on me, are you?
I can't pause. I
Sir
can't
Arisen?
pause. I can't pause. I'm trying to open the damn menu. I'll take you seriously, okay? Where are they? Boost your strength and magic. Boost your defense. There, I'm using potions. Okay, I use potions. I think that's all I got.
Tis Sir Ragnar, Master. We've not heard a whisper of the man
Don't
since
you-
you parted ways at the cave.
Why
yet.
am I so
There he
low?
stands.
Pew,
He seems to desire a bout. You ought to fight him alone. We shall await you here. Best of luck to you.
I don't know if he's bad. I don't want to murder him.
sorry to see it end. At least I went out fighting.
Okay. There, I got my comeuppance in the end.
You have bested Sir Ragnall, Master. An incomparable feat. But we cannot revel in your triumph.
Chat, can someone explain why my max health is 40% off? We just slept before coming down here and stayed in the inn to save. So why am I coming back with 60% health? Even when you load a save, it adds loss.
We must press on.
I suppose 'tis so.
This is the most I've died in the entire game to an enemy. Not including the, like, okay, falling off of the automaton doesn't count. Like, I guess I can use, I don't know if I have an all heal. I think I may have put it, I may have put it in storage. No, I have 2. I'll just use it.
Oft we will hear a foe before we espy them. A moment's warning can make all the difference.
Pray speak up, should you notice aught amiss.
I don't permit you to die.
You got me. You got me.
No special dialogue? Okay. But yeah, that fight was weird because oh, funny. That fight was weird because the first 2 times he killed me, I couldn't do the jump off of his face, which is how I stagger. It like he hit me while I was jumping on him and like interrupted it. I think it was because of him being in a move startup was very, I think it was just super unlucky. And then he just scooped me off the end. Moonglint Tower Riftstone. I don't know what's special about this one. I feel like we have to stick with our party at this point. And let them do what we signed them up to do.
This rumor has been troubling me ever since I first caught wind of it. Shh. Apparently, there is an illness.
More important things. There's a fire tornado going on here.
That makes us a danger to ourselves.
Dragon, heed my call. Your will is mine to command. Curses. This arrival of the true Risen is most inopportune. Sovereign of Vermin, the ritual must not be disturbed. Let not the Arisen approach. You can manage that, I trust.
At last, we may confront the pretender to your title, Master.
All right, can I get some help?
Made his peace.
They're all targeting me, dude! Oh my lord! What the hell?
Your efforts are for naught.
What?
Now, simply watch as this world's hollow and fruitless order is remade by my hand.
Did I accidentally skip them?
The ritual is complete. The dragon comes. Behold! The Royce Dragon. By my power, the dogma of dragons is unmade.
He comes built in with weak spots.
You could ne'er understand, Arisen.
We must all be freed from the vulgar order wherein the dragon's existence determines all.
Uh-oh. That was awesome.
Was not enough.
How is he alive?
Cursed, Arisen. You've doomed us all to the cycle. And you...
Greetings, Arisen. Hast thou summoned the resolution to face me? Then answer me this. Why dost thou fight?
Oh no,
Is
it's
it to
Mirrodin.
reclaim thy flesh,
The guy I don't really
thy
care about,
stolen heart,
but that I used in the Sphinx quest.
or is it to reclaim thy throne?
Still a better twist than Starfield.
I offer thee a choice. Grant unto me this life in my claws, and be gone from this place. Or stand and fight. Pitiable Arisen. The time for thou to make thy choice is come. Show me the path thou wouldst walk. Go, and thou shalt live to claim thy coveted throne.
Am I almost dead? Why is my health at 0? Oh, because those guys almost kicked my ass. True. True. I didn't think I would need this many Roborans, but I didn't know that they were going to stop my party from interacting with me. I mean, I have to fight the dragon, right? I have to fight the dragon, yes? Duh.
Fight and thy life is forfeit. Thou wilt face the dragon's dogma.
The title.
The decision is thine to make. Wilt thou prove thy subservience and face me? Or wilt thou instead seek glorious escape? Intriguing. This then is thy will.
I will save you, Mirrodin.
Our parley is done.
No life is forfeit.
We must fulfill our charges. I, as the dragon, and thou as the Arisen. Climb upon me. We shall depart for our true battlefield.
Okay, climb, but then plant a bunch of arrows in his neck.
Thou wishest to dismantle the world's will, just as I do. Yet dost thou know what awaiteth the world, should it meet such a fate? 'Twould become a fleeting, fragile, vacuous thing, bereft of the cycle. Naught would be born into its save chaos, great and terrible. Surviving in such a world would be no simple matter. The world shall not change with my death, nor shall it change with thine. Consider the reason. How it is thou came to be here. How have the once closed paths before thee come to be cleared?
I looked up guides.
But rest not. I will know thine answer through the strength of thy will. Thou shalt cut a swathe through the false benevolence enshrouding this world. Arisen, pitiable soul tossed by the winds of fate. Wilt thou slay me, or be slain? I know not how this story endeth.
I'm pretty sure that I asked for a quiet ride on my Lyft and Uber request, but I'm just gonna sit in the back and look at my phone and avoid eye contact.
For the outcome was determined in a time before reckoning. And yet arisen, born of a hapless faith though it may be.
I actually like listening to him talk.
Chance, 'tis thy will, and thine alone, that couldst contest the great will.
Perchance.
Thou art too late. The hour is upon us. We must decide a victor, and in so doing, form a link in the chain that bindeth this wheel. Tell me, Arisen, what is thy desire?
To go to sleep.
To slay the dragon, thereby delivering the world.
Pawns! To me! Pawns! To me! Go!
This breath will give you more than a blister.
Okay, Chad. We brought some extra. I got savagery. I don't know how long it lasts, and I got stoutness. Boom. And debilitations. Wait, can you only have one at a time? Did I just overwrite them? Uh-oh. That's not good. How do you even... Yeah, I only have 2 buffs. Alright, we don't need buffs, chat. Oh! It's time, dude. We've trained for this moment. We know what needs be done. Let's start some blights. Oh, muscle mommy took a tumble.
Leave this to me. I'll
Yes.
distract it.
Leave it to muscle mommy. Okay, starting from the tail on this climb was not a good idea. Uh-oh, chat. I'm in danger. Oh, we're in danger. Oh. This is so cool, though. Right on his head.
You'll not live to regret this.
Let's give him an explosive and then a noxious. And then another explosive. And then another noxious.
It is time for us to make our fated vow.
I don't even know if he can be blighted or not.
Must needs cast all fear from our hearts.
We ought to
Uh-oh.
steal for
I'm running out of
whatever
stam.
comes.
Dost thou not fear?
I might die. I can use a potato.
Resolve.
I'll use potato. This is crazy. I'm not supposed to be up here, bro. Get back down there right now and fight, you coward. Harspud Roborant will keep me alive. All right, we need to use some more erupting. Another explosive. Oh. Uh-oh. I almost fell to my death. I was trying to jump off over there, and I decided not to at the last second.
That giant ballista up
The giant ballista on the cliff is begging to be used. I know, I saw it. I saw it.
His breath is terrifyingly destructive.
We got him down a bar, though.
With prime chance to counterattack.
I need to get off. I need to get off of this wild ride. I'm trying. Let me down, bro. Let me down. Calm. Uh-oh.
heart is exposed. That's our chance.
Dude, Ian! You gotta catch me, Ian! You're right next to me, Ian! I thought for sure he was gonna catch me.
I'll contend before we are the risen.
I'm popping
Leave this
the
to
wake
me.
stones.
I'll distract it.
If not now, then when?
Blow to the heart will end the beast.
I can't turn further left.
Within range of its maw. Be wary. This is your moment, Master. Strike true.
His heart lies there. Strike now.
Is it the heart right there? It's like leaking, right?
There is no turning back on the path of ruin.
Are we gonna die if we
Not
stay
like to
here?
survive. Its magic's unscathed. Watch for them.
Oh, the heart opens.
Avoid them as best you can.
All right, bro. I'll find another place to fight you from. Where were we looking before that was like...
My magics are at your disposal.
The ballista's on the hill. Oh, they got you Harspuds on the side? That's so funny.
Its weak point eludes us yet, but we might have more luck throwing it off balance if we were to clamber onto its back.
I've already done that, and I don't think it worked to oh god.
I expect you'll be wanting my assistance.
Where is he, dude? Can you guys help me? I can't turn fast because you guys aren't doing anything. You're just kind of looking at me.
Even the dragon has eyes in the back of its skull. Avoid its line of sight and unleash your attacks there it finds you.
I gotta get off this thing. He's gonna blow it up.
Now thou wilt witness my true strength.
Uh-oh.
In the aftermath, with prime chance to counterattack.
Perhaps.
Leave this to me. I'll distract it.
His breath will give you more than a blister. But time your dodge well, you'll find the opportunity to counter.
All right, let's hit some explosives on the face. Uh-oh. Wait. Okay. The explosives does okay, actually. Your bow is better than the ballista. I think so, yeah. I don't think Blight does anything to him, which is very unfortunate.
I hope you weren't expecting mercy.
You're not like to survive these magics unscathed. Watch for them carefully and avoid them as best you can.
It is easily done.
Leave this to me. I'll distract it.
I dodged that somehow. Oh, not that one though. Oh, I'm getting juggled. I'm gonna go ahead and heal myself because I gotta pick up my friends.
Come, Arisen.
All right, you guys go. Oh shit. I need to revive Eris so I don't have to revive Muscle Mommy. Well.
This is your moment, Master. Strike true. It's loads of heart in it.
I want to strike true, but I gotta revive Muscle Mommy first. All right, heavenly shot, point blank. Let's do this. We gotta charge it up.
Our triumph here shall be the crowning glory of our journey.
It's not a doubt in my mind. We will prevail.
Leave this to me. I'll distract it.
All right, I got some hits in. That was some big HP. Heavenly shot. All right, run.
Come, Arisen.
I got you, Eris. He's putting us through our paces. To me. Away from the fire.
You'll not live to regret this.
Use ice and tentacle to chill our foes to the bone.
Ooh, the tail whip. Wait for it.
His breath is terrifyingly destructive.
Nice, let's get a double.
Prime chance to counterattack.
Nice. Watch out,
Leave this
dudes.
to me. I'll distract it.
Okay, he's coming. We need some heals, Ian.
Amuse me. Demonstrate thy will.
Now's my time, chat. Soon.
We're not like to survive his magics unscathed. Watch for them carefully and avoid them as best you can.
It's easily done.
Explosive shot proving why it is the best archery tool. And I missed. That's okay, I got 24 more. Okay, I got 23 more.
Thou hast trained well, Arisen.
All right, dragon.
The creature's heart.
It's been fun, but it's time for us to go to sleep.
Alas, I am slain.
Bleh, I am dead.
But heed this, Arisen. By will alone doth the world form a ring, an unending cycle. All is preordained, even my death at thine hands. Yet perhaps thy will is great enough to put an end to it.
We saw the credits. We saw some credits. Everyone's so happy. Clap. I'm being ushered through the streets. Do you smell a fake Kojima credits? I mean, yeah, this is not the true end. This is first end. But this is gonna be the only end for the stream, because true end would take a long time. I present to you the old man. Is this a continuation from the beginning? Yeah, I think this is how the game starts. And you walk in and you design your character, right? I love interactive credit sequences. Very, very, very Strand-like. Just walk away through the door. Oh, this Obi-Wan's here.
Why do you pursue me, Arisen?
Was I not supposed to talk to him first?
You have fulfilled your charge. Are you not satisfied? Seek you greater status? Perhaps to rule the world entire? It is power you desire, you need merely spy out the path.
The choice is thine, Arisen. By thy will alone can the course of the rivers of fate be altered.
The monocle fits now. Oh, and that dude's gone. Is he the only one that you can, like, interact with here? Oh, he's here now. Do I have an option here, or am I supposed to talk to him? Okay, I can either sit on the throne or keep talking to him. I assume talking to him goes into the next phase of the game, right? Or if you sit on the throne, you get, like, whatever this end is. But if I wanted to do this later on my own time, I could just reload my save, fight the dragon again, and then just do this and talk to him instead. All right, chat. You can just spoil what I should do if I want to end the stream right now. I assume sit on the throne, but close OBS. Sit on throne to end. Became the sovereign of Vernworth. I gotta get my Chivos. Blue screen your PC. Oh. Well, that was abrupt. It's supposed to be so abrupt that you're like, wait, that's it? That's anticlimactic. I need to go look this up online. Oh my god, there's a true end. I gotta get the real end. Get the satisfying one, because they kind of make the like, oh, what, not satisfied? They're trying to like goad you into doing the rest of the content to make sure you understand, no, that's not it. Restart game. Okay, so that's New Game Plus. You can instantly start New Game Plus. Restart game with current level and equipment. Or you can load from last in or save to try to start the true end game. Okay, so let's turn the volume down a little bit. I'm going to talk about not what the true end is, but what you're supposed to do. Do not sit down. Go speak to the Pathfinder. So I did that. I could kind of tell. He goes into the crowd. Speak to him again. He gives you a second chance, sending you back to the dragon flight cutscene. And then you have to do something that you will never do unless you look it up. Or if you're the kind of person that was seeking a true end and you were experimenting with every possible outcome. Which is, you have to use the... I mean, we're at the end of the game, so I'm spoiling because I'm at the end of the game. Okay, we just watched the end, right? So I think it goes without saying. You have to go into your inventory while fighting the dragon after you go back, right? So you have to beat the dragon, talk to the ghost, he moves, talk to the ghost again. He sends you back to the dragon flight cutscene. Then you need to open your menu, select Empowered Godsbane Blade, use it on yourself to kill both you and the dragon and puts an end to the watching one cycle. Then, after a long cutscene, you will wake up in the world and you have a post-game section. And then once you gain control, you are free to roam, explore. There are new areas and new optional bosses to take on. But, there's a but. You have a limited amount of time. A red fog is slowly overtaking the map, and if you wait too long, certain areas will become inaccessible, starting with the outermost cities. Use fairy stones when traveling and sleep only when absolutely necessary. Chad hates that. Some things to do include 3 main quests. You have to return to all the game's major cities and convince them to evacuate for the fog and investigate red beams coming from the sky. Once you run out of things to do, you'll be able to put an end to the story to get the true ending once you do everything. So, anyway, it's interesting. I feel like I would not do well in the post game. I'll probably try it out on my own time. Either way, my final thoughts, Dragon's Dogma 2, very cool game. I liked it a lot. I enjoyed it a lot. I think that there's a lot lacking in the final 30 to 40% of the game, but the first 50 to 60% of the game, or at least what I played of it, is one of the like most memorable experiences in gaming that I've had since, like the way I keep putting it is it's the most memorable experiences I've had since the dragon first attacked me outside of Whiterun in 2011. Unfortunately, those experiences evaporate about 60% of the way through the game. And then you're sort of just left with completing quests, which also didn't do anything, I'm sad to say. Maybe with the true end it'll affect it. The only thing that changed is I got to see Ragan, and he fought me, and I killed him. I don't think anything else mattered, unfortunately. So it seems like the quests, unless they drastically affect the true ending, affect each other and affect the game world a bit. Your true love. Yeah, my true love. Is there an exit game button? No, you must stay here forever. Did you finish it? We finished the standard end. There's a whole post-game true end sequence that would take a long time. Chat, how long do you reckon the post-game is? Hours-wise. They added a new game button, though. You can actually start a new game now. Pretty short, actually. It's not 20 minutes, dude. Four-ish hours, yeah? There's no way it's short. You have to go to every city. And there's 3 main quests. And you have at least 5 red beams you have to investigate. If you want, I guess. I don't know how much you have to do. I believe like 4-ish hours. But anyway, dude, I'm tired, dog. I'm gonna sleep till like 2, 3 p.m. today. Oh, that was good though. I think I've pretty much already said everything I can say about Dragon's Dogma 2. I think it's an experience that I would still recommend. It's a weird sensation because it's a 10 out of 10 for the first 15 hours, a 9 out of 10 for the next 15 hours, and like an 8 out of 10 for the next 15 hours, and then like a 7 out of 10 for the next 15 hours. Like it gets worse the longer it goes on. But it's worth buying and playing just for the experience of that first portion, in my opinion. Like, your first experience with everything is so good. The issue is that Dragon's Dogma 2, the new things per minute counter goes to 0 at some point. I think right when you're ready to go to Batal. Chat, is there any other monster to fight in Batal besides the Medusa and doing the crazy Sphinx questline? Is there any other big monster? That's exactly where I dropped it, yeah. Right after you leave Vermund, the game kind of falls off. There's the wargs. No, I'm talking about like bosses with boss bars. I think that Dragon's Dogma is a game about fighting awesome bosses that runs out of awesome bosses. What do you think about enemy variety? I mean, what everyone has said about it is true. Dragon's Dogma is a theme park game. When you ride the Universal Studios 4D experience roller coaster, right? And it's the coolest experience you've had, and you're thrilled and you're screaming, okay, but you go back and get in line and do it again. You go back and get in line and do it again. You go back and do it again in line. It loses its luster. And that's what Dragon's Dogma 2 is like, getting back in line for the same ride over and over again. And it's an amazing, incredible ride, but you just ride the same ride so much that it isn't exciting anymore. Because they go from this awesomely balanced progression of fighting your first big bad, which is a Cyclops, to fighting like either an ogre or a minotaur, each of which are like, oh my god, this is crazy, to maybe fighting a griffin if it attacks you, to fighting a chimera, to fighting like a golem and a drake. There's one cool enemy tucked away in a corner of the map. Okay, that kind of illuminates the problem, right? The game for 30 hours is stuff you can't miss, and then the next 30 hours are stuff that is hidden so well you need to do a like 8-hour Sphinx side quest just for the opportunity to fight the Sphinx. Whereas the previous 30 hours of the game have been putting you somewhere and you just like get attacked by a monster and it's awesome. You know what I mean? Like the Cyclops just attacks you. The ogre just attacks you. Unlocking and leveling the other vocations kind of helps with variety. It did for like the first two. Like Archer into Warrior. By the time I went from Warrior to Sorcerer, I was like, okay. I'm just killing the same enemies in different ways, and then I'm not getting to fight any new spectacle enemies. But yeah, I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I would say the first 5 streams, I was absolutely enamored, in love. This is a game of the last 10 years. Then from stream like 6 and 7, I was like, okay, I see where the edges are. I see that I'm not going to get cooler loot. I see that I'm not going to get cooler crafting. I see that there are no more game mechanics to show me. There is no more player house. We already unlocked that. I've already heard about Dragon's Plague 500 times. I've got my own Riftstone that I can plant. There are no more mechanics to show me. And then the rest of the game is kind of just like going back and forth, finishing quests on your checklist. But you do that for like 40 hours. Once the curtain is peeled back and you realize, oh, that's it, it feels pretty bad. Yeah, because when you're in Vermund, the game feels infinite. Because you open the map and you go, I've only explored this much, look how big the map is. And then you kind of realize, oh, it's not actually that big. And some of it is that big, or at least it feels that big, but there's nothing new in it. Let's do like, here's like an example. So like, okay, if green equals... Actually, let's just do like this. This is like the progression meter. And then this is going to be like... 50%, 25%, 75% through the game. Like before you get to the credits, okay? This is like how long the game is. However many hours it takes. So the progression fun level, this is going to be like... This is like the fun meter. All right, so it starts off like progression and like character progression. We're talking like leveling up your vocations. We're talking about getting new armor, gear, abilities, learning what you can do. Start from level 0. And it's like a steady increase. Just a steady increase. I don't think it ever gets above like 50% on the fun meter. And then it kind of plateaus because you realize there is no more armor or weapons in the game. And then when you get to like your 4th or 5th vocation, you're just kind of doing it to go through the motions. And then it's like a steady decline. Because you're not really progressing anything, you're just buying the best. When you switch vocations, you just instantly buy the best gear in the game, if you have money, right? So there's not really progression even if you change vocation. Changing vocations is like leveling up your vocation meter just so that you can use new abilities and look at the effects. You're not actually like building a character. I would say that the, let's say bosses, or just like, combat. For me, combat was like this. And by combat, I mean how it feels to fight enemies, but also how it feels to engage them dynamically in the open world. You just come across, like the first time you come across like a griffin swoops down, but you're also fighting an ogre and everybody's fighting in the melee. That feeling is like instantly shoots up to close to maximum, and then it stays at maximum because you're like fighting your very first chimera, and you're fighting your very first drake, and you're fighting your very first golem, and then right about here it goes like this, and then you fought your 7th griffin, and now you fought your 8th griffin, 9th griffin, 12th griffin, and then boom, it just falls off. Where I think before I even get to 100%, I'm trying to run past enemies to get to my quest. This is like I'm running past enemies to get to my quest and I don't even want to fight. I would say Do you think switching to Sorcerer affected how fast it became old? No, because when I switched to Sorcerer, coincidentally, there were no new enemies introduced in the game from that point on. So that's this area. It stopped being about, like, killing the enemies, and while I was Sorcerer, there was, like, we were just doing quests, and there were no enemies to fight. So the events that are here literally never happen again in the game. And like you'll to be a little bit more fair, like it'd be more like this. It'd be more like peaks at 25% really fast, starts fading down here, and then you have like fighting your first Medusa, fighting the Sphinx, fighting the dragon, or the Colossus fighting the dragon, you know, where you get these like bursts of fun, but it's just on a steady decline. And I was probably too generous with it because it's like here, here, here. It's like trying to give CPR. It's, you know what I mean? This is not to scale. You understand? Okay, what's like another factor? Quests. Quests. I think quests are generally just like, in terms of without any other combat or fun, like any other combat or just the act of doing the quest, like listening to a quest giver, doing what they want, or trying to think outside the box. I would say that it kind of like starts, I don't know, here's a little high. Like here, I would say maybe it starts here, goes up like to 66% or so, and then right about like the point you get to Batal, it goes down to like here and just stays there for the rest of the game. And then, what's another factor? We got character progression, dynamic combat, quests. What's another like gameplay aspect? Loot? I would say loot starts... I'm gonna say loot and crafting. Loot and crafting, which I feel like is different from exploration. Loot and crafting starts out kind of like where everything else does. Well, quest, you actually have a quest from the beginning of the game. Loot is like here because you have nothing, and the power fantasy of getting anything is fun, right? Just getting a new weapon is fun. Getting a new boots is fun. But then you're like, I haven't gotten any loot, and I'm still using this stuff from the beginning of the game. And then you're like, oh, I'm supposed to buy stuff from vendors, mostly. Okay, that makes sense. And now you're like here, and then about 50% you realize I'm only buying stuff from vendors, and I don't get to really find anything. And then you're here, and then you find something cool, and you find something cool, and then you don't ever upgrade your loot again before the 75% through the game mark, and then it just like flatlines there. Because you will get your best in slot. You'll get your best in slot like here. And then there's nothing loot-wise that you need to worry about for the rest of the game, right? This is like... handwriting is hard. Okay, exploration. I need another color. Pink? Okay, you can't read that because I'm in the way. Pink is exploration. Exploration is like here. I would say it's actually like some of the best I've seen. Like the map design, how the chests are scattered across is extremely loving, and lots of care was taken to make fun climbable zones, many moments of I can go there, or I'm supposed to go there. How do I get there? And figuring it out. The environment is extremely well designed. I think it's pretty to look at. It's visually stunning, good set pieces, some of the best I've ever seen, for sure. However, there is a problem. That right about, like, I realized at the end, I consider 50% Batal. Like, anything after 50% is Batal. I figured out on the 6th stream, we went to explore some more of Vermund, and there was nothing there. It was just some paths. And then you get to Batal, and it's kind of like, oh, that's cool. But then I'm fighting... the problem with the exploration and why it falls off so hard... is because it's intrinsically linked to two things. It's intrinsically linked to loot, because loot, because you realize the limitations on the crafting system, which is to say you can craft everything that you need to craft in the whole game by this mark, then why are you exploring? And you realize there aren't any more dynamic combat like for me to find and fight. So why am I exploring? Exploration and quest should be opposite. No, it's not quantity, it's fun. Fun factor. It's cool how your graphing of exploration closely mimics... Okay, I would say that exploration is like the strongest part of the game for me, followed by combat. But because exploration is linked to fighting new and interesting monsters, especially large boss monsters, and finding treasure chests of loot, once you realize that there are no more dynamic combat experiences and you have gotten every craftable in the game 10 times and you have best in slot loot, then there is no reason to explore. So therefore the fun to explore goes down, even though the environments are beautiful. Like I would say, I don't know, I'm out of colors. I would say that like, I'm gonna use the word graphics. But what I mean is like environment design. I think it's consistently like here throughout almost all of the game. I would say that it takes a little dip in Batal. Batal compared to Vermund is not as good. So it takes a little dip and it's still here. And I think the Moss Volcanic Island is pretty awesome and it goes back up at the end. I'm not even gonna rate the story because I don't care. Like, the story was never a factor in my enjoyment of the game. It would never hurt it or help it. Okay, I saw some people in chat say the story doesn't make any sense if you never played the first game. I think the story is blindingly obvious because I've seen it before, which is you're in a video game, break the cycle. It's a meta story, which I've seen a bunch. It's still neat. I think it's kind of neat. It's just like, the developers intended you to kill me. Do you want to break the cycle? If yes, follow... you gotta get this secret truth. It's basically like, it's a light version of like, I don't want to say Undertale, but yeah, maybe, I don't know, Dark Souls, I guess. Yeah. But because I think it's cool if it's done well. Like, you have all these other Arisen, some who kill their dragons, some who haven't, and they continue the cycle of Arisens. And they have the whole, a dragon is summoned every time there is an Arisen, which is like the game generates a dragon for you because you are the Arisen. The reason why you're the chosen one, it's implied, in my opinion, is because you are the human player, and that's why everything else in the game is just an NPC or a pawn. Pawns are not human because they're literally not human. They're being controlled by the computer. You're the only human, and you're the player, and the game knows you're the player. So it's kind of like that perspective. Medieval Matrix and the dragon is the aliens. Yeah, it's basically Medieval Matrix. I liked listening to the characters. I thought the voice acting was ranging from serviceable to good. And I think that the dialogue was written in a way that was at least 3 to 4 times better than Starfield, which is really the only thing I expect from an RPG. Like, Starfield, listening to the game physically hurt me. Listening to the Dragon's Dogma dialogue was like, you know? It wasn't like, damn, that's good, but it was just like, you know? There was never a point in Dragon's Dogma where I was like rolling my eyes and like angry at the dialogue or the writing. So I would say that the writing wasn't super coherent, but it also was good enough. I would say it was good enough. It didn't feel like it was written by AI, which is good. I thought that the use of the old-timey language distracted some people in chat, but didn't really affect me. I thought it was fine to good. Okay, we need space for another one. Pawn tolerance. Here are pawns. They are so cool that they are off the chart. For about this much of the game, they are at 120% cool factor. And then right about when you get to Batal, I was ready to kill every pawn in the party. If I hear another warning about Dragon's Plague, or a ladder, or making materials, like, it is so good and so funny and so hilarious, but the novelty just can't last forever. And that's really, I think, in summary, what Dragon's Dogma 2 is. It's a game about novelty, where the novelty is some of the best novelty I've ever seen in a game. Seriously. And that's why I'm gonna remember Dragon. I saw someone in chat be like, does he hate the game now or something? I really cherish my experience in the game. I just don't want to get on the ride again. Like, I had my fun. It feels like it's impossible to keep that novelty alive for past this point. Like, they just made the world too big. I agree it's extremely fun, but it overstays its welcome. That's how I would describe it in short, yeah. Let's go to Steam and see. $1970, yeah, whatever. Mixed review still. 88.8 hours on record. 88.8 hours on record. Honestly, cut the second half of the map off. The problem isn't the second half of the map. Like, graphics represents how cool the map is, and it's this orange one right here. So it's consistently cool to look at, and it consistently made me want to explore it. But then I remember that there are no new enemies to fight and no bosses, and then I remember there's no loot that I need. I have 15 wake stones, 12 fairy stones, duplicated rift stones. There's nothing else they could possibly offer me. Where there's a game, or sorry, not a game, there's a comparison to Dark Souls, I would say, where Dark Souls loot stays up here, at least. If not, like, I would say it stays in the top percent, like the top 75%, the whole game, every Souls game. You know why? Because you never are done knowing what you're gonna find. It is an unpredictable element for the entire game about, if I go here, the loot could be anything. It could be a game-changing weapon. It could be something for fashion. It could be an actual good piece of armor. It could be a secret item. It could be anything. Whereas looting in Dragon's Dogma, it feels like the sky is the limit at the beginning, and then you know that they're never going to give you anything else ever again that will change your idea of what you know you're going to get. Except you maybe use 10% of that loot. That's true. You maybe only use 10% of that loot, but is that not better than getting 15 decoctions to cure sleep, which you'll never use? It could be an apple. Yeah, you could get an apple. Or you could get one wakestone shard. Or you could get another unfreeze or an untar or an that you'll never use. And you'll almost assuredly never get a piece of armor or a weapon. The only times I got good armor or weapons were main story quests in all of Dragon's Dogma 2. There were a few exceptions. And also the spell books that you don't need, yeah. This Dragon's Dogma 2 would have highly benefited from the Souls messaging system. But basically, the only thing that I'm not tired of by the time that I'm done with the game is the way it looks. It's very pretty, and I wish there were reasons to continue poking around in it. But I can't. The only ones I can find are max the vocations just to see what they do. My fun with the loot peaked at the Ranger tights. By the way, thanks Architect for the sub. I appreciate the 64 months. I gave it a 6 out of 10 mostly because I never want to do the post game. Aw, sad. Hope you like fighting the same tedious goblins and wolves for hours on end. Two things. I think that the complaining about the goblins and wolves is a bit overblown. I agree they needed more enemy types. However, I would posit the real reason that those fights are annoying isn't because you have to fight them. It's because your enemies are, your friends are going to say the same 5 lines of dialogue and yell it as loud as they can every time. And it would be worth dealing with them if you knew that there could be something awesome to fight on the other side of them. Or, because having goblins and wolves is fine if there's an awesome new big bad that's also engaged in a 3-way fight with you. Because then you have a bunch of trash mobs to fight. It would be good if there were more trash mobs, but the trash mobs isn't the problem. It's the lack of bosses. Saurians in post-game get to the please kill me level. Yeah, there are too many Saurians. There's actually more Saurians than anything else in the entire game. However, the first, for me, 40 hours, for maybe you 20 to 30 hours, because I'm streamer. On streamer time, the first 40 hours were like some of the craziest gameplay I've ever played. So for that reason, I will cherish my time in Dragon's Dogma 2. But once you come out the other side of that, you can't take it back. You can't go back to naivety, even as much as you want. Yeah, it just overstays its welcome. And normally I would have stopped streaming it around that time, but I wanted to finish the game so that chat didn't continue to say streamer never finishes games. And I can be like, I saw the credits of Dragon's Dogma 2 on stream. Okay, screw you. I don't care if it took 17 hours. I did it. You all know how it is. The finale streams for any of these types of games are always like this. This is like this is like a shitty event stream. So it's max fun for the first half of the game, but then plummets. Basically, yeah. I mean, I've got color-coded EXP is exploration. I confused it by making the pawn joy go off the charts. This man finished Starfield. I did. I think this took me longer. Who remembers the disco ending stream? I only wish that it could have stayed one VOD instead of two VODs. Is this a streamer that never gets the true ending? Yeah. I never get the true ending. Anyway, obviously I'm not going to be streaming for a couple of days now that I'm done. But I'm done. Tox, would you play an expansion? Oh yeah, for sure. Because that's the problem. It just needs more content. Like, if I can do a different let's do a different paint. All right, if this is the game map. How do I do this? Okay. If this is the game map. Right? Like it's just like a giant island that goes in a big sea. It's like a spray paint sea. And then like this is Vermund, which I think this is also still part of Vermund, right? But this is like border, and this is like, how do you spell Batal? Batal. Marge kissing Homer. Is this Homer? Who's Homer here? Okay. Anyway, this is technically part of it. This is part of Batal. So anyway, here's like... This is why it's so freaking weird. I'm just gonna put things at random to prove a point. But it's like... Griffin Nest... I don't know where they are. I'm just like putting a point. Griffin Nest... There's only like one griffin, but it can be in different places. Okay. And then there's like cyclopses here, 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 and here or something. And then there's like ogres over here, 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 here. And then there's like one chimera like there, but you'll definitely see it. Like you almost definitely see it because you just walk by and it's there. And then there's up here, there's like a drake there, and then like a special ogre. I don't remember which color ogre was. It's probably like green, so we'll do like, oh, a special ogre here, and then Christmas tree that's too tall for the living room. What's another monster in the first zone that I forgot? Oh, the lich. There's liches. There's like a lich dude over here. And then like over here. Did I do minotaurs? Okay, there's like minotaurs too. There's a lot of stuff, dude. There's like a minotaur there. There's not that many minotaurs. There's like 2 minotaurs. Anyway, you get the idea. So there's all this in like the eastern side of Vermont. In the border town, there's really like 3 monsters. It's like a drake, 1 cyclops with armor, and 1 lich. Okay? And then you go to Batal, and I'm serious, it's like... I don't remember which color was which at this point. I think it was the orange. You go to Batal, and it's like... Griffin. This is the Griffin's flight path, and it's always flying. And then somewhere over here is like Medusa. There's always a griffin up, and it will attack you in Batal, guaranteed. I killed so many griffins in Batal. And there's like one or 2 Medusas. I don't know where they are, but they're like maybe 1 or 2. I never found them. And then you can fight like the Sphinx eventually, but you have to do 7 hours of quests. And that's like here. And then, oh, the golems. Okay, the rock golems. We got some different kinds of rock golems. Then there's like... Was there a golem on the border? I don't remember if there was a golem on the border. If there was 1. And then in Batal, it's like golem, 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 volcanic golem, and on top of that, also griffin. Isn't there a chimera in Batal? Yeah, there's like a chimera in Batal. There's like one chimera. But you understand my point. It's just like weird because there's all this insane variety when you're here, and you can spend dozens of hours here if you want, right? So your expectations are built upon the fact that you've gotten to fight all these different huge monsters. And you're like, whoa, if there's this much in this part of the game, what's over here? And then you look and it's like... Scooby-Doo mask. Is that you, Griffin? Is that you, Golem? And then worst, if you go into the dungeons here, then there's a bunch more ogres. There are a bunch of ogres. I don't remember what color it was. It was like ogre, ogre, ogre. But there's nothing new. But your expectations form because you've been playing this for like 20 to 30 hours. And then it gets really weird over here when you don't fight almost anything except the Drake. The Drake is the only new monster there. And then you get to Batal, and you have to go really far out of your way. So it just goes off a cliff. Anyway, I think you understand my point. It's like, it feels like Vermund is the Baldur's Gate Act 1. This is Baldur's Gate Act 1. Except this part is still in early access. Like Act 2 is still in early access, and Act 3 is like 45 minutes. Like, I genuinely think Act 3 is like 45 minutes. It really didn't take us very long. It took us longer because my computer crashed. But yeah, there's some hidden stuff that you can find, Turquoise. My point is that Vermund, the content, throws itself at you, and there are like 6 to 8 unique experiences that you cannot ignore. And then after you leave Vermund, instead of the content throwing itself at you, you have to do 6 to 12 quests in order to find the content. And you're like digging it out from between the couch cushions. It looks like it's front-loaded heavy and they ran out of time. That's my expectation. My expectation is Capcom said, you gotta be done. Because the world itself is vast. It feels like a massive, huge world to me. I know it's not as big as Elden Ring, but it still feels big. And it feels like they just put a bunch of golems and a bunch of griffins because they're like, there's something's gotta go here. Put more goblins. Like, do you not think it's weird that there's a new type of wolf in the volcanic area that you see one time, but for some reason is the tankiest enemy in the entire game? Like, that's weird, right? But I feel like the team that was in charge of designing the game world got the most time, and they did a fantastic job. And then the team that was in charge of putting secrets in that world, like chest goes here, secret token goes there, they got the second most time, and they did a fantastic job. And then the people that were in charge of putting like fights and loot in that world ran out of time. And also like finishing the main story up. They were like, we need to get these dudes back to where they started. They started all the way over here. How can we do that? A cutscene, I guess. I think that the way they tried to do it with the bronze automaton was cool. Like, that was neat. Except I didn't know what I was supposed to do at the end of that fight, because we blew up all the things we were supposed to blow up. We just need to wait for him to get there. That wolf goober gives more XP than half the bosses. Do you prefer Baldur's Gate 3 to this game? Very different experiences, Cortland. This one's much more action. Baldur's Gate 3 is a different kind of fun. I would like to play both. I like the action and cinematic feel of Dragon's Dogma 2. When you're fighting, it's unparalleled. When you're fighting those first guys, I was just constantly dropping my jaw like, I just did that? That's crazy. And you don't get that in Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate is like, you're rewarded for thinking outside the box, solving quests. It's more of a role-playing game, to be honest. There's really... The only way that Dragon's Dogma is an RPG is that some of the quests have a good end and some of the quests have a bad end. Otherwise, it's not an RPG, in my opinion. Other than you level up. This game needs a hard mode. I think it needs a hard mode with less enemy density, but with harder individual fights. On a scale to Starfield to Baldur's Gate, how enjoyable was it? It was very enjoyable and worth playing. I would recommend that if you get Dragon's Dogma 2, you will love it for 20 to 40 hours, if like around there. And then when you start losing interest, just stop playing. It was highly worth my $70 investment. My favorite game of the year. I just wish that the rest of the game was as exhilarating as this part, and to a lesser extent this part. Because at least here we had the Ancient Battleground, which was very cool. Ancient Battleground and the Sphinx and the Drake and all of that was cool. Is there anything they could do update-wise to improve it? I honestly don't think so without a full, like, Dark Arisen style expansion. I think if they can do some kind of expansion that encourages a replay because they have changed, they've added new enemies with new armor, with new weapons, with, I don't know, new vocations. That might be wishful thinking, or some other form of character progression. Or yeah, like a new biome too. It'd be nice if they went back and retouched up these areas. I think the game becomes repetitive as you get better in combat. I think playing as a DPS is too easy if the boss gets aggro from pawns. Yeah, I mean, I played Trickster for a while as well, but depending on the pawns to do damage, like I was winning, it just took forever. I was mage tanking. It was cool, but I really don't think it's about becoming better in combat as much as you just naturally become stronger. Like I finished the game at level 45, okay? Every single enemy in Vermund could not kill me. If an ogre slammed me with his ultimate club attack, I'll take like 10 damage. So the problem is these enemies are just inserted at the same level into the rest of the game. So the game becomes easier because the enemies don't scale with you and there aren't any new ones to fight you. So you're like level 30, 40, 50 with the best in slot gear in the game, and there's nothing that can challenge you. Like the final dragon didn't even do anything to me, but I was an archer, to be fair. So I was staying as far away as possible. So it's difficult to say. It was kind of a basic boss fight to be the last one. He was very much a pushover for me. Like I honestly think if we had been playing Sorcerer for the final boss fight, and we had a couple of archers in our team, we could have probably one-shot the dragon. So the level scaling gets out of control. Because I got to the point where as an archer, I could just one-shot. I was still fighting goblins in Batal and these places, and I was just like, you're dead. You're dead. And then there were some times I would just get handled. Like Ragon or whatever his name is, the other human guy that fights you, just battered me. That dude took me to lunch. It wasn't he was crazy. Did you end up using the Arrow of Unmaking? I did not. No. I did not use it. That would be something to experiment with post game. It's really bad. I'm entering the second zone at the moment and thought that enemies will be harder. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying with the other one. It's like you will need to go out of your way if you're in the second zone to find the cool enemies. I would actually genuinely recommend, against my every desire, to look some shit up in this game to find out. Otherwise, you're gonna not see it like I did. The two coolest fights, maybe even three coolest fights that I didn't get to were because I would need to look up the information. Like, all of the unique content for me in Batal and the volcanic island, I would need to look up to find it because it's complicated. I did like how wild some of the design decisions were, like what Dragon's Plague does. Oh yeah, I love that stuff. Was there an instance you would have used it looking back? No. I think with the arrow of unmaking, I'd Google what I should do with it and what would be fun to do with it. I honestly think that Dragon's Dogma 2 is better enjoyed with the internet. and I would say that about almost no other game, except like Minecraft. What does Dragon's Plague do if left unchecked? You get a cutscene where your character basically hits critical mass and is basically a pawn nuke that takes out a host of NPCs with it. I'm not really sure how many, but it's a lot. Yeah, that's why the morgue is so large. It kills the entire town. Remember how I said this game is weirdly like Death Stranding? Dragon's Plague is carrying a dead body, but you didn't take it to the incinerator. Unless you're willing to run 10 plus New Game Plus cycles and really learn the deep lore via testing. Yeah, if you want to be the tester yourself, but if you want to see the actual cool things the game has to offer, you're gonna need to look some things up. Like, 99% of players will not figure out how to get to the post game without the internet. Simple fact. That's just a basic fact. I would say more than 99%. Like 99.75%. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. It's really weird because I have a lot of criticisms now being done with my experience with it. I don't really have a strong desire to try the post game, but I might try it for fun on my own. I need to give it a breather. It's been like 9 days in a row. And this was like 9 days and 10 days mixed into one. So I'm gonna give it some time to breathe, and then I might play it some off stream. Because I did want to check out Mystic Archer. I'd probably like to check out Mystic Archer and Spearhand just for funsies on my own. But yeah, it was cool. I liked it. My memories of it would be more fond if it managed to keep up the breakneck pace. But in hindsight, it was just not possible. Largely a 7 out of 10 overall experience that starts out as a 10 out of 10. Yeah, that's why it's so hard to give this game a rating. Like, if I was a reviewer, I'd be sweating bullets, man. Because I would say it definitely starts as a 10 out of 10. Goes to a 9, goes to an 8, goes to a 7. I don't know what that ends up being overall. Because it's almost like I played 2 separate games. I feel like I played this game and had the absolute time of my life. And then I played this game and I kept thinking maybe if I keep doing side quests, something cool will happen. And the coolest thing we got was basically Sphinx. And then it flew away. And then I was like, I'm just gonna let's just end the game. Let's just be done. Can we just have an Italics art stream? You're in one. You are in one. Is the game's performance as bad as they say on a mid-end to PC? I don't know about middle. I have a high end because I stream. But probably on a middle of the road PC, it's not a great performance right now. I'm trying to think of the last game that had like a issue with the second half. A lot of games do, but I'm trying to remember the last one we played that did. Finishing stuff is hard. Most video games are just predicated on novel experiences. Dragon's Dogma 2 more than most. And it's very unfortunate because it's not the game's fault that... Chat, remember the first time you saw a mage call lightning down? That was like a formative experience for me. It's like... the lightning... and it's nighttime, and it's flashing and illuminating, and this is beautiful, and I am moved, my soul is stirred, and then you see, you know, you're 60 hours later. 60 hours later, you don't care about particle effects or lighting. It's just like, just die, you stupid Saurian. Griffin number 14. I hope you rot in hell. Like you don't look at how cool the combat looks anymore. Because the novelty wears off. And that's not really the game's fault. It's hard to keep like the novelty factor up forever. It just needs to be shorter. But yeah, Dothis, that's pretty much what we've been saying. More or less. We made a handy chart. We made a beautiful chart that I can't find because my brain's broken. XCOM 2, I liked how XCOM 2 ended. I did a full campaign. It was good. The problem nowadays is a short game probably look bad for the price value. Well, in this case, Dragon's Dogma 2, it couldn't be short because I feel very confident that they intended to do more and just couldn't. The world is too detailed. Like, I remember playing, specifically what comes to mind is Star Wars. Not Jedi Survivor, the first one. Jedi something? The one that came before Jedi Survivor. Fallen Order. Thank you, sorry. Jedi Fallen Order had the problem where the game started off really, really great, and the areas, like the levels, got worse. There's the area with the like witch people at the end was one of the worst designed, buggiest game levels I've ever played. It looked ugly, it felt bad to navigate, but everything before that was like beautiful, packed with details, and then it just like the first game, the final couple levels were super unpolished and markedly worse quality than all the ones that came before. That is not the case for me in Dragon's Dogma 2. Like, the volcanic island was just as pretty, just as detailed, just as graphically impressive. The call to exploration just as strong. It's just when you get there, you know that all of the chests have stuff you don't need in them. So you decide not to explore. But like, I'm confident that they made the whole world first and tried to make it perfect, and then tried to fill it in with content and quests and enemies. And then because they started, it's like doing a painting and starting with the background. The background in this case is the island or the countryside or whatever. And then they trying to like layer on top of it, and they ran out of time to get to the top layers. I don't know, I felt Dathomir was great. Dathomir? You mean Dathomir? Nah, Dathomir was awful. I played it on launch. It's possible they fixed it up in post-release patches. I got stuck in terrain. I couldn't climb things properly. Enemies were literally getting stuck in terrain sprinting at me and they couldn't attack me. They're just running in place. It was highly unpolished. And it just looked ugly. Like, the graphics were basically like SWTOR graphics. If I may be so bold. The writing was also worse there, if I remember. Like, the storyline didn't make any sense. Okay, chat, here's an actual screenshot of Dathomir. I just pulled that from Google. It's just ugly, dude. It's the same color palette, just brown over the whole screen. Yeah, especially compared to the first planet. Anyway, that I'm trying to say, in comparison, Dragon's Dogma 2 doesn't have that problem. It feels like they perfected their whole world design. They just didn't have enough time to put stuff in it. I mean, Dathomir is not known for being a lush, pretty planet. Space is big, Broccoli Tom. When you're writing a game, you can choose to go anywhere in space and in Star Wars. But if you choose to go to an ugly planet late game, are the Night Sisters anywhere? The Night Sisters were the worst part of the first game. I would have simply written them out. Anyway, I do think there's better ways to do sand. I think there's better ways to do sand. For example, this is SWTOR, and this is Korriban. Like, it's all brown, but it isn't like mud color. It's not just like drab, if that makes sense. It still has like an artistic quality to it, such as, ignore the red circle from the tuber thumbnail, but like it has feng shui. Like, here's a different angle. If you think that this and this are similar on the visual scale, then I don't know what to tell you. I still don't expect final areas levels to be pretty personally. I don't even know what the hell that means, bro. But okay. Listen, devs. If the first part of your game's pretty, that's fine. Your final level can be whatever, bro. If it's ugly, it's okay. Broccoli Tom checks out of looking at your game at the 75% mark. We're moving the goalposts. I just said I think it, chat, I freaking love the Night Sisters. You're too sensitive, buddy. I'm out of here. Projecting? You're too sensitive, buddy. I'm in here. Did I just get called a snowflake, chat? Nice. Chat, this very same person's third comment was SWOTOR looks like Star Wars made with Toy Story graphics, and then later replied to me minutes later and said, I guess now we're down to opinions. I didn't realize that SWOTOR is Star Wars with Toy Story graphics was a fact. And what I was saying was an opinion. Okay. I get the distinction now, though. SWOTOR bad. Jedi Survivor good. Actually, what Fallen Order, whatever. Finally, he learned chat. Chat, I freaking loved Fallen Order. I just hated Dathomir. Fallen Order was awesome. But if you pick out one place and be like, okay, chat, those of you who like Fallen Order, would you agree that even if you like Dathomir, that it is not the strongest part of the entire game? Would you concede that even if you enjoyed playing on Dathomir, that it was possibly, even if it's a 9 out of 10 for you, still the weakest part compared to the rest of the game? That's all we're trying to say here. I can't even remember finishing it, to be honest. It was super unenjoyable compared to the rest of the game. Yeah, I did it on stream and I just felt like I was playing a different game. Why are you guys in the wrong chat right now, by the way? You didn't even tell me that your chat was messed up. You didn't even mention it. You guys are just looking at this chat going off the screen. All right, so 24-hour stream incoming. Is it 24-hour stream time? Chat, I'll be real with you. I don't know what music's been playing. This whole part of the VOD is probably muted. I'm not sure how long random music was playing in the background. Too busy ranting about Dathomir. Imagine missing the 8:15 a.m. Dathomir rant, where I got called a snowflake. Effectively. Not a quote. Imagine missing that. You just had to be there. You think game I like is ugly and game you like is pretty? I think game you like is ugly and game I like is pretty. Good night. How freaking dare you? Screen chat is broke. Where'd you guys go? Screen chat. I gotta get out of here. Okay, I gotta get out of here because I am overly sensitive to my need for sleep. And it's been like 17 hours. It's been like 17 hours or something crazy. VOD watchers, I'll catch you up. He was calling Lego Racers the pinnacle of visual fidelity. We got stuck on Dathomir. We got stuck on Dathomir for too long. In more ways than one. But no, I think Dragon's Dogma 2 was like super fun experience. I'm glad that I had it. I enjoyed playing it. It was a lot of fun. I would definitely play an expansion. The Dogmathon is done. And now I sleep for at least 2 days. If not 3. And then we come back, we do some other stuff. I finally released this t-shirt. I couldn't even finalize the details because I've just been Dogmathon. Did you finish the story? We got credits. We finished the standard end. Talks about it like a bad relationship. How am I supposed to go to sleep when chat is waking up right now? It was a learning experience. I grew as a person. Do I need to start streaming at 8 a.m.? You got the ending that even the game makes fun of you for going for. Yeah. It's like, oh, you want power? You want to be the king? That's lame. There really is X vibes from this post stream. It's because, like, simply put, is this the 9th stream? The first 5 streams were amazing. The final 4 streams were steady slide down to mediocrity. And, like, I only finished it because I was determined not to be called an incomplete gamer. And I wanted to see what else there was to see. I was hoping that the final kind of boss battles would be a little bit more. The spectacle was definitely there for the automaton. The dragon was less than ideal. I also like died more falling off of things in those final few missions than I did in the entire rest of the whole game. So it was a pretty easy game. You only die to gravity, yeah. It truly is a Souls-like. It is a Souls-like. All right, how do you say goodbye, chat? How do you say goodnight to something like Dragon's Dogma? I actually have 89 hours in the game, so probably like, I would say I have about 85 gameplay hours. Like 84, 85 gameplay hours. So we played it for a while. Only 0.5% of players became the Sovereign of Vernworth. Only 0.8% of players boarded the Phantom Ox cart. Oh wait, no, it updated. It's 3% of players. Why is it out of date? It updated to 3% when I clicked on it. Okay, 3% have become the Sovereign of Vernworth. 16.5% of players have returned to Agamen Volcanic Island. 10% soaked in the hot spring. 3.4% of players summoned a harpy, grabbed hold, and took flight. 5.5% have boarded the Phantom Ox cart now. Is that my rarest achievo? Yeah. I'm sure True End is probably the... No. 3% is the rarest, became Sovereign. And then True Ending's rarer than that. Wait, more people have completed the True Ending than became the Sovereign of Vernworth? That's weird, right? You might want to... Okay, if you're looking at your Steam post-game summary, click on it, and it might update. Because mine updated. To be fair, there's Glowing Ghost Guy, and many people are just going to talk to him twice. Yeah, but that doesn't get you the true end. The part that requires you to Google is figuring out that once you do that, you have to go into your inventory and activate the sword and kill yourself and kill the dragon, and then you can start. The regular ending literally lets you go back and do the true ending. Yeah, I think that's also true. If you're gonna stick this game through to the end, you're gonna freaking true end. Maybe off stream. No more Dragon's Dogma 2 streams. Dragon's Dogma 2 streams are done until they release Dragon's Dogma Darkest Arisen. This was my first Dragon's Dogma stream. It's over. It's Jover. No more. I'm done.
Everyone, please go to sleep or drink your coffee, depending on what time it is in your region of the world.
I am going to retire to my bed and sleep for many hours. And then Midas is going to be he's very confused right now. All right, guys. I'll see you guys again on like Monday or Tuesday. Okay? It's been a fun like 11 days in a row of streams. But I'm done. I apologize if some of the VOD is muted because I was listening to illegal music. I hope I have adequately explained all of my thoughts. And I am going to send you guys on an early morning into stream raid. We never get to raid Shin. So let this be the time. Never ever get to raid Shin, who's playing some Stardew right now. So go over there, be nice, be good, be energetic, check out a new streamer. Shin plays a lot of Paradox games, if you haven't heard of him already. He's currently playing some Stardew with probably 1.6, I would imagine, but plays a ton of Stellaris and Crusader Kings, and sometimes some Hearts of Iron. Just went on a Crusader Kings tirade. Was playing some Civ before that, some Tycoon games. But go give them some love, all right? I'll see you guys over there, and I'm going to go to bed. You can let Shin know that I am going to pass out after a 17-hour stream. But give him a nice, strong raid. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Thanks for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll catch you in a few days, and we'll get back at it. We'll probably play some new stuff, and I want to play Call to Arms again. So that's what you can look forward to. Good night. Good morning. I'll catch you next time. I'm finally free!